Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. We're going to give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as we deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. To deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show here for today. With us today will be Jovan Burts. We got Goran Kucar, Ninos, Chris Ruffolo, and Brian Bitler. Here's the lineup for tonight. Ninos, Burts, Bitler, Ruffolo, Kucar, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, here we go. Good action tonight. A lot of games with baseball in prime time, as well as the hockey and some NBA.
Yeah, some great action on the board. You can already see the some of the bullpens in full mid-season form already from today's action. But needless to say, my Liam Hendricks jersey not going to be worn anytime soon. But that's okay. We got plenty of action tonight, plenty of opportunities to make money.
Plenty of options. Didn't see that coming with that Tigers comeback there, but a lot of baseball still left to be played here. Let's get the show started. We're going off to Skype World and welcome in El Ninos. If I'm over at Pick Dogs, he's ready to go. Are you over the top? Yeah, you ready to go, El Ninos? How you doing? Checking
good.
scores.
How are you?
All right. I can see he's checking scores as he's talking here. All right, here we go. 7:30 Eastern Time. Go to the NBA here as the Nets will host the Cavs here. The Nets at 8.5-point favorite, total 233.
Yeah, it should be a pretty fun game here with these teams getting their star players back, and I say that pretty lightly, I guess. Obviously, Evan Mobley's been out for a while, coming back this game, but on the other side, it's been a while since Kyrie Irving's been playing at home here. I could sit here and tell you how bad the Nets have been at home this season against the spread and all that, but I don't put too much weight on that because those stats came without Kyrie Irving. So, yes, that's in the line, but again, it's a different team when he's on the court. So, but again, I think we're getting enough points here with the Cavs. They've been struggling a bit, but again, been without their best player, and he is back now, so I expect them to be a lot more competitive in this game. Both these teams out of the straight playoffs, but they are fighting for position in the play-in tournament. So expect this game to be a little competitive, and I think we're getting more than enough points to back the Cavs here.
All right, El Ninos here likes the Cavaliers here, plus the points here, plus the 8.5 here against the Brooklyn Nets. When you look here at the injury report, we do see that it looks like Mobley will go as Mobley, Markkanen, LeVert, and Garland there, four of your starters there for the Cleveland Cavaliers. There is some motivation on both sides here. In an interesting battle here in this play-in round, we know who the play-in teams are. It's just we don't know how they're gonna match up here. As we see here, it's the Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers hold a one-game lead on the Nets for home court in that 7 versus 8. But then again, all these, you're looking at Charlotte with 39 losses, Hawks there with 38. These teams can easily fall into that 9-10 sudden death round.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to bring this up. I think it's been a while. There's a lot of close position battles still going on with just a couple games left in the season. It seems like usually you get one or two this late, but a lot of teams still fighting for their positions here. You got the Nuggets that have clinched. Sorry, not the Nuggets. The Suns that have clinched the top spot there in the West. But other than that, it's everyone's still playing here. So most teams still are. Except the teams that have been eliminated. So it's a very interesting end to the season, and this game should be one of the more interesting ones to finish it out. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. I think we're getting some good value here with the Cavs.
Yeah, Cavs looking to hold that 7 spot. That means they would host that 7-8 game, the win-in round in 7-8. That game playing next week. El Ninos here, Cleveland Cavaliers plus 8.5 here against the Brooklyn Nets. This one will have a start time of 7:30 Eastern Time over on NBA League Pass Channel. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for Friday's action. We got a lot of action here. We got the baseball games in prime time still coming up. Of course, we've got a lot from the NBA. This was a big card tonight. Look, we have a 9-game card from the NBA as well. Some hockey. What do you have going on over at the site?
Had a couple plays go off already. I still have a 3-pack in the NBA, though. I still have a 3-pack with my best bet in each sport. And, so I guess you can get whatever you're into, or grab one of the long-term passes if you want all the bets, and pair me up with your other favorite capper for an even better deal.
That's right, guys. Get on board with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs. You see the numbers here: 2,054 units of profit at the NHL. That's all documented. If you visit El's profile page over at Pick Dogs, scroll down to Pick History, you can see every play there. He's got action here from the NBA. You'll get a three-pack from the NBA from Ninos, his best 3 bets tonight from the NBA, so good time to get on board with that. Of course, he does have what he brought back, his alphabets, where he takes his best bet from NBA, NHL, and MLB, put it together a 1-3 pack, affordable pricing there for $40. Of course, you can opt to go with the long-term pass. 3-day pass is a good value right now here on the Friday. Get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday action from Ninos, all his NBA. Of course, I'll take it to the end of the regular season. We got the NHL, and of course, baseball for this weekend with that 3-day all sports pass. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. I'll continue that success. We'll talk with you again next week. But I know you also contribute to the weekend shows.
Yeah, busy tomorrow celebrating my eldest's birthday, so I'll be at Universal. I don't think I'll make the show tomorrow morning, but should be on Sunday.
All right, we'll tune in Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time for that morning show on Saturday and Sunday with Mitch and Jovan. All right, Al, have yourself a great evening. Enjoy Universal. Happy birthday, and we'll talk with you again next week.
All right, have a good one, Tom.
You got it. How many notes here? Taking this little one to Universal, so you'll catch up a Sunday there on the weekend show. All right, let's continue on here. Joined by Chris. Just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started 10 a.m. each time this week, and it's Mitch. Well, we still got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes here at 10 a.m. each time. Then 10:05, in comes Joe Madden. Of course, a lot of the cappers that you see from Pick Dogs will join them in a roundtable type discussions going over the cards from Major League Baseball, NBA. You'll have some talk here from NHL, possibly, and MLB. And of course, if Mills is on the show, you'll get some MMA as well, as there's a big MMA card coming up this weekend. So tune in that show at 10 a.m., 10:05 Eastern Time. Of course, we always ask for your help. Help us build up our audience with those likes, those thumbs up, Chris. It really helps us out.
For sure, Tony, it does, because like I always say, at the end of the day, without your guys' support, the people that watch our live shows, our videos, whatever we have at Pick Dogs and the YouTube channel, Pick Dogs wouldn't be where it is today. So thank you guys for the support. Keep it coming in, because we're only going to get bigger and better with you guys behind us. And to show you how much we appreciate it, we'll do a like goal today. 150 likes. We'll get you an NBA same-game parlay for tonight's action. Same-game parlay I love, as well as a 2-leg parlay for tomorrow night's UFC 273 pay-per-view. Found 2 plays there that I love as well. You parlay those 2 plays up for tomorrow, you can make plus 477 right now. So, guys, get those likes in. Sooner you get them in, sooner we can make sure you get the plays for tonight and tomorrow's action.
All right, let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time to welcome Jovan Burts. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. We're having a good 2022. Jovan, what's happening?
Baseball, that's what's happened.
Yeah, it can get, the bullpens can get to you. they can get to you. I don't know if you were a victim of that Tigers game, but some people have been. It was a kind of tough one to swallow. But we got to regroup here as we go to the NBA tonight at 7 Eastern time. We got an interesting one here as the Wizards here. Both teams playoff eliminated. Wizards here to host the Knicks. The Knicks now favored up to 3.5, total 224.
Yeah, and this game's a doozy. I'm on the Knicks in this one. Now, the last time we saw the Knicks, they were up 10 at the end of the third quarter, and they collapsed against Brooklyn. They scored 16 points in that fourth quarter, but I think with this team, with this Washington team, I don't think that's going to happen again if they have a sizable lead. Now, both teams are filled with injuries. The Knicks more so. They got a litany of players out, including Julius Randle. But I think for what they have on the court, what they're going to bring on the court is better than what the Wizards are going to bring. No Kristaps Porzingis in this one. He's out for rest in the end of the season. I don't know what that's all about, but that's the NBA nowadays. But the Knicks are 4-1 straight up against the Washington Wizards in the last 5 games, and I just think that, like I said, with what they have on the court versus what Washington's going to bring to the court, I think they get the job done. They are 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 road games and 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 road games versus a team with a winning home record. So with that said, I'm on the Knicks in this one. Tread lightly, though.
All right, John says take the Knicks here, lay the points here against the Washington Wizards. We'll verify that line. That line was moving around here. Last night it opened up with Washington favored, and then, of course, there's been a bit of a movement here back and forth here on this game, but we'll get you the numbers there in just a second. Chris, this Knicks team, as we've talked about, and I was on them at home, and I know I shouldn't because I went against my best wisdom, is to stay away from the Knicks when they're at home, because for some reason they tighten up and they choke away games, and we saw that there in MSG. You just can't have that spotlight. MSG is too big for this roster and for this coaching staff.
Yeah, it's been the MO for the New York Knicks for the last few seasons, I think, and it was like that in the playoffs last year too. But I'm going to look at the over here. Like Jovan said, tread lightly in this game just because there's not much but pride and contractual obligations to play for at this point. But two teams have shifted from defense first to offense first as of late, and I think we could definitely see a game where both teams get into the 110s. This game could finish up closer to 230 in my opinion, so I like the over in this one.
Yeah, you like the over. The get line was 3.5, though, as we said earlier. Next year, 3.5 against Washington Wizards. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time over on NBA League Pass channel. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're putting up good numbers here for the year 2022. Of course, we have a 9 on the board here from the NBA, as well as some baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, so, it's Friday, so you know what that means. Time to take flight on these books for my Take Flight Friday NBA 3-pack, 3 plays that I really like tonight. Think it's going to cash, and once it cash, I'm going to love it. You also got more Major League Baseball. I think I got one more on the slate. Then we got all weekend of NBA and MLB action. It's all there. It's all sports chat place and pick dogs. You can match me with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 capper promotional. Or you can check me on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, or my yearly. So, like I said, it's all there. Sports chat place and pick dogs. Come get it.
That's right. Get here with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. Doing great work here in 2022. He's got his Take Flight Friday NBA 3-pack. Coming off a winning night, Jovan has 3 plays here from the NBA. He'll smash the book with him, so good time to get on board with Jovan over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jovan Burts, of course. You can also go long-term, as we talked about, that 3-day fire pack pass. All of his plays, 3 main plays are for 3 days, taking the end of the regular season from the NBA. Of course, all his baseball picks this weekend with the 3-day all sports pass. Get on board with that. You can also match him with the second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. Jovan, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you a little bit later here on the recap.
Absolutely, I'll be here.
And of course, you'll be involved as well in the weekend shows as well.
You know that.
That's
Saturday
right.
And Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Tune in. Jovan is a guest on that show, contributes regularly to it. All right, Jovan, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Jovan Burts here on the drive through. Let's continue on here with Chris. And Chris, where do we sit now with this like goal?
Well, Tony, we made some progress early on. We're at 26 likes right now. 86 people watching, so we still have some time to get those likes in, but guys, don't wait. As soon as we get to 150, like I said, I got an NBA same game parlay for you tonight for player props, as well as a 2-leg UFC parlay for tomorrow. That's some great value, but only if we get to 150 likes. We're at 30 right now.
Okay, we need 150 likes. Keep those likes coming. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Time for Brian Bitler. Brian, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good start to the day with the first 2 games. Just small plays, but still. Red Sox plus 1.5, and Detroit Tigers. Had to take my Tigers against the Chicago overrated White Sox, Mitch's team. So had to go with the Tigers.
Did you have your Dodgers on the run line today?
I'm wearing this for Al Ninos today.
Okay.
Not the Dodgers. I like the over in that game. So
over in that game. Okay, a lot of runs early in that one. We'll see how that rolls here. All right, we're going to the NHL tonight with Brian here. Good matchup here. 7 Eastern time features Lightning to host the Bruins. Lightning $1.50, total 6.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to ride here with the Boston Bruins on Friday night on the road. I just think this Tampa Bay Lightning team is just a tad bit overrated. Boston Bruins have been sturdy on the road this year, 22-10-3, and now you're going to pay me nice plus money to back them. Boston's won the last matchup between these two teams about 2 weeks ago, 3-2. So no reason, I don't see any reason why they can't get it done again tonight. Bruins play good on a Friday night. Over the last 16, 13-3 on a Friday night. And the Lightning versus teams with a .600 record or better, just 1-8 last 9. So for me, give me the Boston Bruins and that plus money. I think they get it done tonight.
All right, Brian here on the plus money with Bruins. All right, Chris, looking at this Tampa Bay team, looks like they have dropped 6 of their past 10 on a 3-game losing streak after that loss to Washington.
Yeah, it's an uncharacteristic losing streak for the Lightning, but I'm on the Bruins as well, mainly because, and this is going to pain me as a Leafs fan, because right now Boston keeps winning. They're setting up for a first-round playoff matchup with my Maple Leafs, and any hockey history buff knows how that works out for Toronto. But the Bruins just playing the better hockey right now, like Brian said, and Andre Vasilevsky hasn't looked like Vezina Trophy goalie. He's looked average, which is, again, uncharacteristic, but you got to ride it while it's hot. I got to go with the Bruins as well.
All right, agreement here on the Boston Bruins plus 135 against Tampa Bay. This one will have a start time of 7 Eastern time over on ESPN Plus. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. We're putting up some good numbers here over the past 7 days. 655 units of profit, all documented. So if you visit his page over at Pick Dogs, you can see under Pick History at the bottom there all his plays that they are recorded very immediately. All right, Brian, we got a 9-game card here from the NBA. We got some baseball and hockey. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you what, winning days in 7 of the last 8. So trying to get a winning day today. I got my Friday night money shot. It's my best play on the board. You can get that for $30 at pickdogs.com, premium pick section. Or go long term. You just want to try it out on the weekend. 3 days for $95. Going to have a ton of plays. Baseball tomorrow, NBA going. Maybe even I'll mix in some NHL. So make sure you guys check that out.
Now check it out with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. Premiums. Good numbers here the last 7 days. You want to try them up for a weekend pass? Do it. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of Brian's plays here from the NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball here for 3 days. Very affordable pricing. Amounts to just about $32 a day, which is about the cost of a 3-pack. And of course, Brian has action tonight if you just want to get a 3-pack or a single play up there over at the site. Of course, with that 3-day all sports pass, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. That makes it even greater value there when you match up Brian there. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again next week. And I know you also contribute on the weekend shows, and we see your videos up there as well on Pick Dogs.
I'll tell you what, I'll be there both Saturday and Sunday, and every day you can get my Take It to the Bank play and my free picks video. So make sure you guys check that out. And hopefully we get to 500 likes. Maybe we'll see Ruffolo go streaking. We can get to 500 likes tonight. We'll see.
All right. He threw that out for Chris.
No commitment from
no comment.
500 likes, guys. You guys can do it. Come on.
There you go. All right.
Get to 500, I'll do it.
All right. He said he'll do it. We get to 500. There you go. All right. Brian, you have yourself a great evening. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. All right, Chris, where do we sit now with our like goal?
Far away from 500, Tony. I can tell you that. But right now, I'm just trying to pull it up. It's my computer letting me out the likes. Let me see here. We got. This is interesting. The live television online, isn't it? But
yes.
of course, everything breezing up. There we go. 47 likes. So we still have a bit of a ways to go here. We've got 91 people watching. So if you haven't hit that like button, don't wait. Hit it now. The sooner we get those likes in, less work we have to do later on, and we can get you guys the plays for tonight and tomorrow's action. I say tomorrow as well because, like I said, there's a 2-leg UFC parlay waiting for you, as well as an NBA same-game parlay for tonight's action.
All right, let's keep those likes coming. We also have Tony Brown's play. Of course, he promised a pick for you today if we hit our like goal, which we did, so we'll get that pick to you during the recap. Let's continue on. Now it's time for Chris, front and center with his pick. Let's put the game up here tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. Angels here to host the Astros. Angels $1.20, total 9.5.
Yeah, Tony, this is a game I kind of, was waffling on because I was going back and forth. I do think there is value with the Astros, but I think my stronger selection here is going to be to take the over 9.5. Now, the reason being, these two teams combined for 4 runs in a 3-1 Astros win last night, but that's uncharacteristic for the Houston Astros team that, they lost Carlos Correa, but they kept the majority of a core intact that features the likes of Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, and Yuli Gurriel. These are guys that could just flat out crush the baseball. And I think they're going to maybe do a little bit of damage tonight against Reed Detmers, who has a difficult matchup ahead of him for his first start of the season and just the 6th of his career. But on the flip side, Jake Odorizzi did have a 4.21 ERA last year. He did make 23 starts, 24 appearances. But I think that there is going to be a bit of a wake-up from the Angels offense. It came out sluggish on opening night. I think we do see the Angels come alive a little bit offensively in Game 2 tonight. I think this one priced a little bit, lined a little bit too low, I should say, around 9.5. I think this one hits at least 10 runs, so I'm going to take the over in this one.
Yeah, right. Chris here taking the over here. The Angels and Astros. Yeah, don't be fooled here by Game 2. These are not number 2 starters. Odorizzi just won the battle for the 5th starter's role, and so for some reason he was inserted here in this spot. And Reed Detmers is filling in for Sandoval, who they wanted to push back. So we got we have 2 number 5s going in this matchup. So there's a big quality difference here in the starting pitchers, Chris, between game 1 and 2 in this series.
Yeah, Tony, I think you can maybe agree with me here. They're number 5s in title only. I don't think they're actually worthy of being number 5s. I personally think Christian Javier would be a more suitable number 5 for the Astros than Odorizzi. I think Odorizzi's a better long reliever guy. He's only getting the start because he's been a starter in the past, in my opinion. Like you said, Detmers, he's just a spot starter for Patrick Sandoval. I think if he is slotted at 5 later on, when you see the rotation start to get going and more consistent, and we'll have to see if maybe his feet get underneath him. But like I said, now you're seeing, like I said, I can see here now 8.5 total going in, I think in the wrong direction. I think, 2 mediocre at best starters in Odorizzi and Detmers. I think 2 offenses that are primed to tee off tonight.
Yeah, and Detmers got pounded. Pretty much a prospect that called. Remember, the Angels has had horrible luck with their rotation, injuries left and right. So players have come in and out. Detmers saw some work. He worked almost 21 innings last season, was pounded for 5 homers and 17 earned runs. And lefties hit 318 on him, right-handers 288. And I also want to note here, we're in a heat wave in Southern California, and Anaheim's right in the dead center of it. So it's going to be hot. It's 6:30 local time start. So you're going to have some weather there in the high 80s, and the ball could carry. You could see some early scoring, a lot of scoring here in the first 3 runs, Chris.
Yeah, I think you make a great point with the weather. An aspect of, especially baseball, that often gets overlooked. But I think it's also worth noting that I think the Angels are probably going to be in a little bit of trouble with their rotation this year. There's only so much offense you could bring before the pitching has to hold up its end. But when, we know how good Shohei Ohtani is, but when the rest of your rotation is headlined by a pitcher, Noah Syndergaard, who hasn't pitched since 2019, 2020, and 3 other guys like Patrick Sandoval, Jaime Barria, Reed Detmers, this is I think it might be a long season for the Angels. I'll just put it that way.
That's right. Astros, Angels over a total of 8.5 runs. This one will have a start time here of 9:38 Eastern Time, MLB Extra Innings channel. That's 6:30 here. Still hot. It was daylight savings time out here. It's still warm at that time. All right, Chris. Let's take a look over at Pick Dog's Prim here for tonight's action. Showing good profit here the last 30 days. Of course, we do have a good card from the NBA. 9 games on the board. Some hockey as well as baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
So I got an NBA 3-pack tonight. My 3-point play for Friday, $39.95. I've scoured the board, scrubbed through all the lines, and found 3 plays that I love, even with certain teams that may not have much to play for. So check that out, as well as the long-term pass. I always talk about it: 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, all the way up to a year. The first 3 you can get, with just me or someone else as part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Compare me up with Tony T, Jovan, Brian, Al Ninos, Goran, if you want to, mix some soccer in there as well. You can also do the yearly pass. Will get you full major sports for basically about $100 a month. I think if you're serious about making this a long-term investment, it's one of those things that you can't afford not to take advantage of. Still got the MLB season pass up there as well. But guys, just check everything out at Pick Dogs. I can promise you won't regret it.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. From showing profit here, good profit here the past 30 days. A 3-point play tonight, a 3-pack from Chris in the NBA. His 3 best bets of the night. He puts them together here. Of course, you can try them long term. You want to try them up with baseball just underway with that 3-day taster pass. All of his plays, premium plays for 3 days, would include all his NBA as well as his Major League Baseball, NHL, and of course, I'll ask Chris, will there be a UFC card up there?
I don't know if there'll be UFC premiums for me, guys. I tend to try to save those for here, but
okay.
You never know. Maybe if there's a decent enough card, I don't think anything's off the table.
Okay, but it will still to be determined. So anyway, Chris will have his place here for the 3 days on that pass there. 3-day all sports pass for real photo pricing. Amounts to just $33 a day. It's better value than buying each play individually. Matter of fact, $33 a day is less than buying a 3-pack. So that would be the way to go. Give Chris a try here for 3 days here on this weekend pass. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. That's even greater value there. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Joined by Chris. And Chris, where do we sit now with our like goal?
Well, so we still got a little bit of work to put in. We're at 63 likes right now, 105 people watching. So if you guys haven't hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. We'll make sure we get you the plays for tonight and tomorrow's action. Like I said, for tonight you have an NBA same-game player prop parlay that will make you a pretty penny, and you can parlay that into Saturday's action, where I have a 2-leg UFC parlay for you, but we need 150 likes to get there, currently at 65.
All right, let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. We got some work to do here, guys. Let's get it going. All right, let's continue on here on the drive through. It's time for our, oh, by the way, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. Jovan Burts will help us out with that. Let's continue now here on the show. Now it's time to bring in our man, Goran. You'll find him over at Pick Dog Stream. Also contributes with a lot of content on the site with his daily European soccer show with Ashley. Of course, sometimes you see Chris fill in on the show. Goran, what's happening?
Yeah, sometimes you see Chris, and that day was today, actually.
Yes. Sometimes Chris is your guy. You need help. You got him in there. All right, Goran, we're gonna go here to the EPL here action between Aston Villa and Tottenham.
Yeah, Aston Villa Tottenham. That's a 12:30 p.m. game. That's the last game of the day in the EPL tomorrow, and I think it's gonna be a good one. Aston Villa, despite losing, I think 3 games in a row now in the EPL, they're playing well. They're creating chances, and they are scoring goals quite consistently. I would say throughout the entire season. And since Steven Gerrard took over that team, they are improving and they're playing better and better. But they were just kind of unlucky lately, so that's where that 3-game losing streak has come. But Tottenham on the other side, Tottenham has been really impressive lately. They have 3 wins in a row now, winning 4 of their last 5, and they are now in 4th place, which is actually the Champions League spot, which was their goal when the season started, but that started happening only since Conte took over that team as the head coach, and some changes have been made, and they have improved massively in the attack again. However, their defense is still a bit sloppy, and they tend to make those I'm gonna call them childish mistakes that happen kind of late in the game, and that's something they need to work on. But in this game, I think they will score at least 2 goals on their own here, and I also think that Aston Villa will score at least 1 at home because, like I said, they're a pretty solid team with a lot of talent and the team that's moving in the right direction. So I'll take both teams to score in over 2.5 at plus 110 in this one.
All right, Goran Kucar here on Aston Villa, Tottenham, over 2.5 goals. Both teams score the return plus 110. All right, Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was looking at this game, and I was personally going to take the over 2.5, and you can take both teams to score for sure. But I do like Tottenham to win this one as well. So I think they're just in better form, and Villa has given up 2 or more goals each of their last 7 games at home. So I think Tottenham finally playing well, finally up to 4th. I think they don't want to let go of that spot. So look at Tottenham for me, but I definitely agree with the over 2.5 and both teams to score as well.
Chris likes Tottenham, and of course we got Goran here on Aston Villa, Tottenham, over 2.5 goals. Both teams to score the return plus 110. All right, Goran, let's go over at Pick Dog Stream here. Come into a big weekend here of European soccer, the club action. We've got that big game on Sunday. Liverpool and Manchester City. There's a lot of big action tonight, action Saturday and Sunday. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, Tony, you said it. We have probably the biggest game of the weekend in EPL on Sunday. Manchester City and Liverpool. Honestly, the game that could decide the champions, that could decide the champion of the EPL this season. And I can't wait for that one. But as far as Saturday goes, we have pretty big slate. We got 5 EPL games. We got 5 or 6 Bundesliga games as well. Something in Serie A. We have pretty much something all over Europe, so I think I'll be able to find 5 great picks to put it in a nice 5-pack for you guys. I like to put those double in that are usually for nice plus money. And of course, Chris and I gave out a massive parlay on the live show today, so make sure you check that one out. I think that that has a nice potential to be a nice winner for tomorrow.
That's right, guys. Got a car over at Pick Dogs, a premium. He's got his plays for you. He'll have his plays up there. If you want to go long term, he does have a 3-day all sports pass. Get that Saturday, Sunday, Monday plays from Goran. Get all that big club soccer action. Or if you want to get involved in some of the Champion League, we got second legs coming up as well as Europa. That 7-day all sports pass will get you all covered for this weekend and the beginning of next weekend as the Champions League go into Leg 2. And of course, there's some Europa action. Sometimes you get those midweek action from EPL and the other leagues as well. As they're just like Americans, they'll play their league sports throughout the week, so you'll get those spot plays in there. Or pick them up from Goran. That 7-day pass is a great value right now. He's also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion. So if you match up Goran with any other cappers, Chris. You can match up with the Jovan, Ninos, Brian Bitler. You can get your NBA, your MLB from them, and you get your soccer plays here from Goran when you get that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Some great value there. All right, Goran, as always, great having you on the show. We'll continue your success. I know you're very busy, very active on this on Pick Dogs, written content on Sports Chat. You do videos, individual videos, game, and of course you have your show that goes live. You should have a big show this weekend with all the club action.
Yeah, we do have a live show at 4:30 p.m. on the weekdays every day, and then we have a 9 a.m. show on the weekends, and those are big ones. We started doing 4-leg parlays. Ashley and I, we go head to head, and at the moment it's 1-1. She had a hit on Saturday. I hit mine on Sunday, so you'll be getting those tomorrow as well. And like you said, Tony, we do a lot of videos for certain games, so I'm about to record those with Chris after the drive-thru, so you'll be seeing Chris some more up on YouTube.
All right, I get to see more, Chris. Those videos will go longer because there'll be a lot of debate going on back and forth. So you can expect those instead of 1 minute, they'll be 4-minute, 5-minute videos.
Yeah, that happened quite often with Chris and I were doing the Euro Cup last summer.
Absolutely, that's right. All right, Gordon, have a great weekend. We'll check out your show with Ashley and then Chris as fill-in, and we'll talk with you next week.
I'll see you Tony next Friday, and the rest of you guys 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Make a note of it. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Big club action this weekend. You want to get your picks from Gordon and Ashley. It's a huge weekend in EPL and, of course, around the club leagues in Europe. All right, Goran Kucar here on the drive. Let's continue on here with Chris. Chris, where do we sit now with our light goal?
Tony Gordon did a nice chunk of damage, did some heavy lifting for us. We're at 110 likes right now. Still need 40 more to get the NBA same-game parlay for tonight and the UFC parlay for tomorrow. But we'll still have 122 people watching. So 40, if you haven't hit that like button, you do. It doesn't cost you a cent, and it'll help us reach our goal. But we're at 110 likes right now.
110 likes, guys. Keep those likes coming in. We greatly appreciate it. Of course, we'll get those plays for you immediately during our recap once we get to our like goal. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time for yours truly here. I'm going to be looking at this beauty right here tonight between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the LA Lakers here. The Lakers are going to lay 5, total 225. I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at this injury report. We know the big cheeses are out here for the Lakers. They're not going to be playing. LeBron is out here for the rest of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Davis again on the court. Westbrook is out. Okay, so you've got Monks, Reeves, Tucker, Johnson, Howard in there. Of course, OKC, a lot of the rotational players are out as well. But in this one, I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this. This is a situation here where we know the Lakers are an older team, and some of these younger teams with less skill have had success against the Lakers because they're just a faster team. They get to the loose balls, they play faster. The Lakers, they're the 30-year-old guys, they're mid-30s, early 30s. They don't have the reflexes. You can just see that on the court when these young teams that don't have the skill level. So what they do, they try to get by with their speed, and it has been effective. We've seen OKC been very competitive here against the Lakers. Houston has been competitive. Again, these teams that are young with speed and not very much skill gives the Lakers a hard time. And the only way OKC is going to have respect on the court tonight is try to use their speed. And, of course, again, both teams out of it. No defensive intensity. Let's pad up those stats because the agents will be on the phone. Hey, we need to get that contract. Let's get those numbers up. Going over, Chris, in this one.
Anthony, I can't disagree with it, mainly because, like you made a very good point, this is a very young Oklahoma City Thunder team, but this goes back to a point that, we've made multiple times in recent shows. These Oklahoma City Thunder, they're basically trotting out an entirely new starting lineup because the majority of their players are on the bench. So a lot of these guys potentially playing for minutes next year, potentially playing for a new contract somewhere if they don't get picked up. Got to have some highlights to throw on that reel. And a lot of it also has to do with the Lakers, going in to face the unknown. The majority of the Lakers, guys like you mentioned, Horton Tucker and, other guys in that lineup, they all have tape on them. Can't say the same for some of the guys that the Thunder are throwing out. So I think this is going to be a faster paced game. I don't know if the Lakers are going to want that to be the case. Over 225, I can definitely see it tonight.
Well, without James and West, especially without Westbrook in the lineup, the ball will be distributed a little bit more. I think there'll be a little bit of pace here from the Lakers as well. You look at the defensive numbers have been atrocious. Lakers in an 8-game losing streak. They're 29th in defensive efficiency, giving up 121 points per 100 possessions. The Thunder themselves are surrendering 114 points per 100 possessions. So neither team really playing defense. Remember the fabric of the Thunder for much of the season actually going back to before the coaching change, even when Paul was there, was that they were more of a defensive-minded team when you had Adams in there. And it's pretty much that roster was compiled to be a defensive team. But now it's a totally different outfit here. It's that you don't have the defensive intensity on both sides. Over total, Thunder and Lakers, guys, check me out over at Pick Dogs Premium. I've got a 3-pack tonight. I took my 2 best bets here from the NBA as well as my best bet here from Major League Baseball, put it together in a 3-pack. You can find me over there at Pick Dogs Premium with my plays. I'm also part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion, so you can match me up with Chris, with Goran, with Mitch, with Brian Bitler, Jovan Burts, Ninos, all the crew there over at Pick Dogs, and of course that 2-for-1 capper promotion is your best value with my 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. So get signed up for one of the passes. We greatly appreciate that. All right, let's continue on here with the drive-through. Before we get to the recap, Chris, where do we sit with the like goal?
Well, Tony, we're at 125 likes. So we need 25 more, 122 people watching. So guys, get the 25 likes in. Sooner you get them in. If you haven't hit that like button, it doesn't cost you a cent. We can get you the NBA same game parlay for tonight, as well as the UFC parlay for tomorrow. So guys, get the likes in. We're at 127 right now.
127. Let's get those like numbers up so we can get to that goal and get you those plays, guys. I don't know if would the Korean Zombie be on that one? Is that what they call him?
Yeah, and yes, it will be.
He will be. All right.
Main event.
Okay.
The main event is going to be one of the 2 plays.
All right, the main event from that UFC card will be one of the plays. So let's get those likes coming in. Let's go right to the recap. Of course, we got we're supposed to have Jovan Burts here. So while I go ahead and get his camera set up, we have some time here. Chris, why don't you kind of just give people a rundown of what they expect here on the UFC, some of the highlights from this card.
The 2 main events, the 2 title fights on this card. You have Alexander Volkanovski defending against Chan Sung Jun, also known as, like I said, the Korean Zombie. I think it's going to be a good fight. But the other fight I'm looking towards, there's a couple I'm looking towards in this one. You got Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan. The first fight, definitely controversial with the knee from Yan to Sterling when he was down. Basically disqualified Yan from that fight. He has regained the interim title since then, so it's going to be interesting to see how the unification bout goes down. The other fight I'm looking at is Khamzat Chimaev. He's been basically a star since basically the UFC COVID era when they had the fights, at the UFC Apex, and he's taken on Gilbert Burns, who basically it's going to be one of the better fights of the night in my opinion. So top 3 fights, can't go wrong, and a lot of great preliminary fights on there as well.
That's right. We get to that 150 goal. We'll get to one of those plays here from the main event. Of course, you can also check out the MMA show. We see Mills Young in there in the chat room. His MMA show is up there in the archives. Look it up. They shoot Wednesday right after our show, so be sure to check it out. All right, let's get to the recap here. Tony Brown, as promised, we got Tony Brown's pick. We hit our like goal yesterday, so he came in with his play with the Diamondbacks plus 126 of the Padres. He wrote something to me about the details of the game. He just basically says he's not a big fan of the Padres play. This is dating back from last year. They were not really a good road team, so he's looking at D-backs here plus 126. Ninos was on the Cavaliers plus 8.5 against the Nets. Jovan says the Knicks minus 3.5 against the Wizards. Brian Bitler Bruins plus 135 against the Lightning. Chris was on Angels Astros over 8.5. Goran says Aston Villa, Tottenham, both teams to score over 2.5 goals. The return plus 110. Yours truly, Lakers Thunder over 225. We'll start here with Chris. Of the near pick, which one do you like the best?
Tony, I got to agree with Brian. I like the Bruins at plus money against the Lightning. The Lightning just looking like an average hockey team and not like the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions as of late. Boston just playing the better hockey right now, so I got to go with the Bruins.
Well, you go with the Bruins there. All right, let's go over to Jovan. Jovan, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, man, give me some of that Bruins plus money action.
Yeah, he got him. He said Boston. That's right. You can't go wrong with that plus money. I like that one too. But I don't really follow hockey as closely as you guys do. But I'm gonna look. But there's 2 that I really like. Boy, I don't. You know what? I was gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the Cavaliers plus 8.5 against the Nets. I was really leaning that Angels Astros, but man, that Angels lineup really pissed me off yesterday. So I'm gonna go Cavs plus 8.5 here against the Nets. Even though you got 2 pretty much 5/5 starters going in that game, so I do like that one as well. All right, are we getting some response here? Flower Villain OC says he likes OKC and the Cavs. Okay, there we're getting some response there from the chat room there. Okay, Chris, where do we sit with our like goal?
So just because the Angels pissed you off means you had to break my heart and go with Al. But okay, that's fine. I can see how it is. We're at 147 likes, so we need 3 more of you. If you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. It doesn't cost you a cent. We're going to get you those plays for tonight and tomorrow's action. But I said we're at 147 right now. 148.
147, 148 guys. Let's get those likes in here as we're waiting for you guys to get those likes in. Let's see if there's anything else here on the board that we haven't covered. There we got there. All right, yeah, we got the like goal in. So let's turn it over to Chris.
All right, so the NBA same game parlay we're going to go for tonight. We only have a couple more chances to back him and take advantage of it, but I'm going to go with Jalen Green once again. This guy keeps lighting the prop markets on fire. 5th straight game with 30-plus points and 4 more threes. So that's where we're going to go tonight. We're going to go with the over 22.5 points and over 3.5 three-pointers at plus 135. If you're able to stretch it out, I personally have a book that allows you to go with a higher level of points. They're giving me over 29.5 points and over 3.5 threes at plus 390. Like I said, I get that the Toronto Raptors are a decent They're a pretty good defensive team. It still hasn't, playing other teams like that hasn't stopped Green from lighting the nets on fire. So I got to go with Jalen Green over in points and over in threes. And the 2-leg UFC parlay for tomorrow. Well, the first leg, I'm going to go with the main event. We're going to go with Alexander Volkanovski and the Korean Zombie. I'm going to go with that fight to end inside the distance. I think a lot of the money towards the fight going the full 5 rounds just has to do with the fact that Volkanovski's 7 of his last 10 fights have gone the distance. But I don't think the Korean Zombie is as durable as his name would suggest. I think this is going to be a fight where Volkanovski's just going to push the pace. He fights at an extremely high pace as it is. I think he just basically throws everything at Korean Zombie and forces him to try to eat it and maybe try to throw a counter and maybe try to catch Volkanovski. I expect this to be a very exciting fight and for it to end inside the distance. The other one I'm going to look at a preliminary fight here. I'm going to look at Anthony Hernandez and Josh Fremd here, and I think this one's shaping up to go the way of the underdog. And Fremd, he is a fairly newcomer. He just got his UFC contract, not that long ago. And Anthony Hernandez, he's alternated wins and losses in his UFC career. He just submitted Rodolfo Vieira, but I think this matchup is going to shape out more how his matchup with Derek Holland went, where Holland basically was just a superior striker. Caught Hernandez with a knee to the body, and that was pretty much it for that fight. Fremd is if this was a fight on like an emergency basis where we only had 1 or 2 days to accept the fight and get ready for it, that's one thing. But there's been a bit of a longer stretch for Fremd to prepare for this fight. It is a short notice fight, but not short notice enough to back Hernandez at this price. Fremd is a solid fighter. I think he catches Hernandez here. I think we got a nice underdog price. So that's going to be your 2-leg parlay for the UFC. Alexander Volkanovski, Korean Zombie, to finish inside the distance. And Josh Fremd on the money line. That's playing around plus 477. And the same game parlay for tonight, Jalen Green over in points and over in 3-pointers.
There you go. We thank Chris for those plays. We thank the audience for their contributions with those likes, those thumbs up, and of course in the chat room. Thank you very much. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. We'll be back again here on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have 8 cappers booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it all gets started here on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. And shortly after, 10:05, Joe Madden joins them in. They have their sports betting pick discussion. A lot of the cappers from Pick Dogs will join in their roundtable discussion. A lot of picks on that show, a lot of discussion there. Tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, that'll do it for our show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew from tonight's show. We're going to wave good afternoon to you guys, and good night. Have yourself a great night, great weekend. We'll talk with you again Monday.